So, hello, my dear students. How are you?
Hello,
Hello.
I am fine, thank you. What
Me
about you?
too.
How are you?
Thank you. Fine. So, today's our topic is, as you see in presentation, cultural learning. We are going to learn about culture, different cultures, and so on. I have one question for you. What is culture for you?
Culture.
Who wants to answer?
So every nationality has their own culture. Culture for me, it is traditions, beliefs,
Yeah.
also behavior, in how can I say?
Okay. Thank you, Rumilyam. Who else?
I am agree with Rumilyam. Culture for me also tradition, beliefs. I am also at the language, one of the main important things in culture, and also I think the customs.
Yes. Very good, Dinara. Thank you.
I think, and it's also when we communicate with other nations, we know their traditions, beliefs, and behavior when we communicate with them.
Yes, you're totally excellent. Who else?
Are you hearing me, teacher?
Yes, yes.
As I said before, I agree with yours, totally agree, because culture is culture are behaviors, culture are nations, beliefs, and traditions, customs. Other words, culture it is spiritual treasure or wealth.
Very good, Akaina. Thank you for your opinions. And now you are going to watch a video about Chinese foreigners, and you should do some practice, some tests according to this video.
Today we are here to prepare you guys for some culture shock when you come to the US for the first time.
So, greeting here is much different than back home. In Taiwan, when I first meet someone, I'll simply nod my head or give them a friendly smile. Here, people usually shake your hands, sometimes even offer you a hug. So, at first, I was quite shy when people do that to me. But then I just realized just a different way for greeting here.
When people say, "How are you?" how would you respond in a typical way?
I mean, it's just a simple greeting, and they just expect to hear it from you. I'm good. What about you? So next point we're gonna cover is about food. Food is very important. So when it comes to ordering food in the American, please remember one thing. Big means huge. So one time I remember when I was first ordering the fountain drinks in the McDonald's, when I got that, it was like, whoa.
When it comes to food, another interesting point is that a lot of American students will say, "Oh, I love Chinese food."
Okay, this is not Chinese food.
What do you mean?
I mean, you can't even find it in China.
So also, the popcorn here are salty, not sweet. Ordering restaurant foods here, you normally do tippings.
Because in China, in the culture, we don't actually tip. Everything is calculated in the price. In Boston, it's around like 15%. So Kenneth, you've been living here for 5 years. You do cook, right? Where did you buy the food?
Yes, so for those Chinese stomach, here's your advice. When you come to the cooking part, you can easily get those Chinese cooking sources or the peppers, hot peppers, everything easily in the Asian market or a Chinese market. However, the price of those goods are much higher than what it costs in China. However, when it comes to some American goods, say the ice cream, it can be very cheaper.
I witnessed something really bizarre, really strange. On a day, it was raining, and I was holding an umbrella in the street on my way to school, but I found nobody's holding an umbrella. and it was raining. I mean, why? What happened? Did they forget their umbrellas? But turned out that no, they don't like umbrellas, and
they like the windbreakers. So instead of umbrella, so every time when it rains, you can see American have their hoodie on, just walk. So when it comes to the classes in the universities, sometimes the participation in class can count a key factor to your final grade of that course. So be aware, like you definitely need to be more involved in the class, participate in the group discussion more actively, and share your opinions.
A lot of Chinese students like to dress nice and look pretty when they go to classes. So when a lot of Chinese students notice that they see their fellow American classmates dress pajamas and flip-flops to go to morning classes, they'll eventually just start dressing more casually, just like their American friends.
American students want to throw parties all the time on Friday nights. That's why you can see people drinking or partying on campus, in their dorms, etc. So when it comes to drink, the first thing to check is
if you're 21 or not. It's illegal to drink in the US under 21.
Yeah, and I also feel the styles of drinking is too different from between the two countries. Because in China, if Lee is my buddy and I have drink with him, we have to finish up one by one.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do that, then he is half for me.
But in the US, it's more relaxing. Right? You don't really push each other to drink. You just drink whenever you want and talk
just
with
sitting,
each other,
chatting, chill.
Can you say it with your own words? Do you understand the video?
Yeah, there is more about culture shock between foreigners, I mean Chinese and American people.
Yes. What else?
As a culture exists in our world, simultaneously at the same time there is a culture shock because it's okay if students or foreigners meet the culture shock and everyone should be for students refuse or being shocked. So I think it's normal, usual.
Yes, very good, Akaina. And Dinara?
I am also agree with girls. It's about the culture shock between the USA and the Chinese. They are different. They are, in other words, culture shock.
Mm-hmm. So thank you very much. And next, our task is called connecting the video to the self-worth. So imagine that you have a friend who is coming to your country, and he or she is going to stay in your country for a long time. And what aspects of your local culture do you think that will shock him or her? It means that you should make a list of cultural habits in your country. For example, greeting. Maybe there will be greeting. Or eating habits that make him shock. Do you understand?
Yes, teacher.
So I will give you 2 minutes and we will discuss about it. So, are you ready?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, Rumilyam,
Yes, teacher.
please.
So there are maybe greeting, dishes. I mean, eating habits, behavior. So like greeting, belief, traditions maybe.
Yes, good. Who else?
I also think greeting and eating habits will be shocked our guests because we eat horse meat or meat of corn will
Yes.
surprise him or her. And one of the habit which will surprise foreigners, I think it is getting marriage or marriage traditions. Um, I mean Kazal Koshu,
Oh, yes.
by force and without agreement of girl, they boys or men can get marriage with her.
Yes. Very good, Alena. Thank you for your opinion. Who else?
I agree with the girls. It's our food tastes, our traditions, our greeting, maybe our clothes style, mm, or something else.
Yes. Good, Saule. Thank you. So, the last hour exercise, the last hour task is you should write a short summary, but it wouldn't be a summary, it would be a 1 minute speech about young people have greater or less cultural knowledge than previous generation. You have 5 minutes to prepare, and then we will discuss.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's start. How is it going?
Everything is okay and understandable, teacher.
You don't understand?
I understand. I have understood.
Okay. If you are ready, let me know. So let's start, guys. Just 2 or 3 sentences.
May I, teacher?
Yes, Rumilyam, please.
I think young people have less cultural knowledge nowadays than previous generation. It is true that now traditions and culture have forgotten among the new generation, and in order to prevent this, governments should organize cultural and social events among the new generation.
Yeah.
So,
very good. Thank you. I also agree with you.
Can I, teacher?
Yes, please, Saule.
Yes, I agree with Rumilyam that young generation have less traditions than previous generation because before many people try to save our traditions because it would be worse for them. Mm, and now young generation want to live with modern in the with a modern way. They want to they don't live like our previous generation. That's all.
Thank you. Good job, Saule. And thank you for your all that you share your opinions and make a good discussion. And to conclude our today's lesson, I want to ask one question. What did you find interesting from today's our lecture or presentation, for example? Dinara?
I think that your last question about young generation, it will be more interesting and more thinkable for me. Because young generation today, how we, as you know, we live in digital century, and a lot of children very smart, and this question is main globally, I think.
Yes.
I like this.
Thank you. So, guys, thank you all. The lesson is over. See you soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye,
Thank you.
teacher.
Goodbye,
Thank you.
teacher.
Ciao, Rumka.
Уже,